Hello everyone and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about a free app that I have been using for years to track all of my fuel costs, but not just my fuel costs, also all the data trends around the fuel consumption. Now, I've always been curious what the true cost of my commuting expenses have been, and also am curious what it's going to cost me in the future, so this app has helped me in many ways get to that information. Now, you could simply look back at old receipts and generally gauge how much it's going to cost. That's totally doable, but if you want any more detail, I highly recommend you download this app. Now, with most of my videos, I am not sponsored in any way to promote this. It's simply a tool that I have found very helpful for my personal budgeting. The app is called Fuely. Fuely helps you track a lot of data by simply adding a few details in at each fill up. You first download the app and then register a free account, and then from there, you simply add a couple of items such as your vehicle make and model, you add that to your profile, and then at each fill up, you log simple items such as your current mileage, how many gallons you're putting in at that fill up, and the cost of each gallon, and then from there it starts tracking each of your fill ups. And over time, it can start to give you pretty insightful information. First off, you're going to get information like what is the lowest miles per gallon I've ever gotten, what is the highest, and what is the average MPGs that I get on my vehicle. Over time, it gives you a really good estimate as to how much it's going to cost you per mile. So you can say if I'm commuting, say 20 miles here, you have a good baseline to work off of to know exactly how much that is going to cost you. Now for me, this came in handy when I was selling my BMW, which was an all-wheel drive vehicle that took premium fuel. So it wasn't great on gas and it was expensive fuel. And then I switched and went to an old Honda, which took regular gas and got significantly better miles per gallon. Now this gave me more information than just knowing I was going to get better fuel economy. This gave me very specific information on exactly how much I was going to save at every fill up. If you haven't already watched the video, go ahead and check out my selling my BMW for an old Honda video. You can check it out here. This also comes in handy when you're planning for a road trip. I use this app when I was planning our Christmas travel that I knew we were going to be taking my wife's vehicle on. I logged in, saw my fuel consumption over time, so I knew it was a good baseline to work off of, and then estimated that I was going to need $150 to travel for Christmas. So what I did then was I logged into my budgeting app called YNAB. It's YNAB, stands for You Need a Budget. I logged into the budgeting tool and said, if I need $150 for Christmas, let's back up to October and start putting $50 a month aside for Christmas. So if I put $50 in October, $50 in November, and then $50 in December, by the time Christmas rolled around, I had $100 set aside for Christmas travel. And it was a good estimate based off of the data I had at Fuely. Now this also works in reverse when you're not traveling. Recently with the coronavirus, everything's been under lockdown, so I have not been commuting back and forth to work. So what does this mean? This means that every day I would normally be commuting 50 miles, but I'm no longer commuting at all. So I can say if I would spend this much per mile with my vehicle, how much am I saving at 50 miles per day? And then map that out to a week and say, how much am I saving per week? And if I'd already allocated, say, $50 or $100 for the month to my fuel budget, I can then reallocate those dollars back into another category. An example was my wife's car needed some work, so I was able to reallocate those dollars that I had saved into the automotive repair category. So if you're looking for a way to track your fuel consumption or simply just want to see the data trends, I would highly recommend you checking out Fuely. Once again, I am not sponsored by Fuely in any way. It's just a tool that I've used over a number of years now for probably 4 or 5 vehicles that I have owned that has really helped me engaging exactly what my fuel expenses are going to be. And this has helped us navigate which vehicle we're going to take when it comes to different trips. If my car gets significantly better than my wife's car, we can map out and say, well, if we take my wife's SUV, it's going to be a lot more comfortable, but it's going to cost us an extra $17.50. That may be worth it, but at least we have the information on hand to move forward and make better decisions. So I hope this helps you. If you'd like, go ahead and download the app and start tracking your own fuel trends. So thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe.